This is all a plan, all a program. They call it a technocracy. So that's why Obama came out, to just mainline all of it out in the open and then to make himself the savior. Because the truth is, Obama was part of the group that really did build the greatest illegal spy grid the world has ever seen. And they're trying to now tell you that he didn't build it, and the government didn't build it, and Congress didn't build it. They're all pointing fingers at each other, saying they did it, they did it. The corporations, Google and Microsoft, are saying the government did it. And cybersecurity is saying the corporations did it. The truth is they all did it together in a giant power grab, designing the global architecture of the internet to be a predatory surveillance system where the insiders can game the rest of the world system and consolidate power in a monopolistic program. This is criminal authoritarianism. The sleeping giant that is for humanity is awakening, and Obama and his minions and his supporters need to understand that when the history books are finally written, they will be known as the tyrants they indeed are, because we the people are awakening. And remember, if you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance. Remember that one of the top national security advisors came out in the Atlantic Council and called for a giant crisis so that the public would submit to their takeover, and admitted that they are falling apart, that they are imploding right now, and that the free individual and highly motivated, empowered individuals are the enemy of this corporate group, not the communist Chinese, not other thug regimes. They know how to deal with people like themselves. They don't know how to deal with moral people who are not going to be slaves. I'm Alex Jones signing off for InfoWars Nightly News. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live on this Monday, the 12th day of January 2015. That was a 8-minute report. Obama fears arrest and is running scare from NSA scandal from January 17th, 2014, just shy of a year ago, or 360 days ago to be precise. And I put that video out to show how it's illegal, to show how bipartisanly they've engaged in crimes and should be indicted like Richard Nixon was in the House and should be fully impeached. But now they use the very fact that they have a surveillance grid in place and have allowed terrorists to attack in Paris, France, as a pretext to give them even more surveillance power that's unconstitutional worldwide, violates the French Constitution, the EU Constitution, our U.S. Constitution, state constitutions. Even though they have this giant surveillance grid in place, and these brothers and their accomplice had Facebook pages, and they were both on no-fly list, their bimbo girlfriend was on a no-fly list, and they were allowed to fly all over the world, and she has now slipped, the sole survivor of this group has now slipped into Syria, back to the home base of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, via Turkey, the ally of Al-Qaeda. And that's where the Western fighters that fly in from the United States, from Canada, from the UK, from the continent of Europe, from France, from Germany, from Belgium, from the Caucasus, out of places like Chechnya, they fly into Turkey, they fly into Istanbul, formerly Constantinople, capital of the Byzantine Western Empire. They fly into conquered Constantinople, now Istanbul, and they are allowed to openly declare themselves jihadis. And then they are allowed to then infiltrate right through the border crossing, controlled by Turkey. Turkey seized up to 8 miles of the border, depending on what area, into Syria to allow the infiltration of their forces. And it is in the news today. Turkey confirms wanted woman over Paris attacks crossed into Syria. Brothers behind Paris attack had weapons training in Yemen. Reuters. We told you that last week. Isn't that just precious? Suspected Paris shooter lived with underwear bomber in Yemen. The underwear bombing was completely staged. We'll prove it when we come back. Now we know what happened. They were definitely protected by the West, and they were allowed to train in an area given to them by NATO and by Turkey. So, up the chain, Upriver, the West, created this terror group.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
The experts are clear. Sunlight, purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200 million-year-old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products. Secure your Survival Shield X2 today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
It's very easy to be a criminal. All you need to burglarize a home is one simple household tool, a pair of scissors. If your home security system can be compromised by a criminal using scissors, then you're making it easy for them. Almost every home security system, even those sold by big-name companies, has a weakness. The phone line. You shell out $1,500, get locked into a long-term contract, and think you're safe. But a burglar can destroy your alarm in seconds with one snip. And when a burglar cuts your phone line, you're defenseless. Simply Safe Home Security is the smarter choice. Built by Harvard engineers, Simply Safe uses a wireless connection to call the cops. Scissors can't cut it. And that means your home stays safe. 24/7 professional monitoring is under $15 a month with no contract. Simply Safe Home Security keeps you safer than the other guys for half the cost. Protect your home with the alarm you can trust. Simply Safe. Go to simplysafedefense.com now for an exclusive 10% offer. That's simplysafedefense.com.
Usually, the older one gets, the less you are able to absorb amino acids and the less you are able to repair the 100 trillion cells of your body. As a result, you'll have less energy, your tissues will shrink, and you'll become wrinkled. An older person will typically injure more easily and heal more slowly. Not fun. However, if you can consume a protein powder that is easier to absorb, then you may be able to gain back some strength, muscle, and speed of recovery. One World Whey is a highly digestible whey protein powder that may be the perfect answer for you.
My name is Errol. I'm 74 years old. You know, the taste of One World Whey is amazing. I play pickleball, and since taking One World Whey and your trace mineral supplement, I have more energy and recover faster from my working out. I used to take another grass-fed whey protein powder, but now I'm getting much better results using One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldway.com.
The pretender. What if I say I will never surrender? Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here, back live. I get really upset when I'm angry here on air. You need to know that's not an act. This is really how I am. And I wish I wasn't. But reading the news every day, studying this, having 1,000 ideas over the weekend that I wanted to cover, all these different angles, and you get in here. How do you describe something so naked, so obvious, so over the top? It's almost harder to describe an elephant in the living room than it is to say, you know, there's something hidden in the room and everybody thinks it's like a whodunit Agatha Christie's Clue game and they all run around tearing the room apart to find it. People love a mystery. No one ever cares about public documents about the huge geoengineering program to change the Earth's atmosphere by the UN and the Department of Energy under UNESCO. The patents to add it to the jet fuel, the radioactive isotopes being sprayed on us. I've made documentaries, hundreds of video reports. No one cares. But if I show a video of a chemtrail cloud and say, is this a chemtrail? It gets 5 million views. But the specs on the sprayers and the aircraft and how it all works, no one cares. They do investigations and say, oh, there are no FEMA camps. Because they're not called FEMA camps. They're called Emergency Centers Establishment Act. They're called Civilian Inmate Labor Camp Program. They're called Rex 84, Continuity of Government under National Police Stabilization Force, RAND Corporation. I'm just giving you bam, 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 the plan. That's what makes me sick, is this is all public. The degenerate criminals running our government and other Western governments have been caught in almost every case finding mentally ill patsies and then drugging them and having them carry out attacks like the underwear bombing, or, we've got Haskell who caught them on that flight, or they fund them and train real terrorists, but publicly the West gives them the training area, the weapons, and lets them fly even when they're on no-fly list. And it comes out in the BBC and the Telegraph and the Wall Street Journal. Oh, yeah, the West let the terrorists fly back and forth. Just like on 9/11. Just like in 1993. It's in the New York Times twice, in the tapes. Ahmad Salem, the FBI informant, retired Army colonel out of Egypt, American citizen. Wanted to fight the blind sheik who'd killed Anwar Sadat. He was there when it happened. Found out the sheik was living in New York. Went to the FBI. Infiltrated him. Cooked a real bomb under FBI orders. And then was ordered to stand down. The bombing went forward. Could have busted him right there and stopped it. Let it happen. That model is what's going on. There it is. The New York Times. Terrorist plots hatched by the FBI. Go read it. That's just one article. See, that's what I'm saying. Just like Rex 84 and Cable Splicer and Garden Plot and Civilian Inmate Labor Camp Program is declassified and ongoing, FEMA camps for you and your family. No one will go to the actual documents that are at the Department of Defense website, Army.mil. It's all public. No one will go to the New York Times or care that it's even admitted that the government's hatching most of the terror plots. Or people will say, what are you doing? Endorsing radical Islam, saying it doesn't exist? I didn't say that. I said our criminal government is arming them, aiding and abetting them, protecting them to attack and kill us so they can take our freedoms. That's what I said. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, Glenn Beck, and everybody else that runs around claiming that I'm saying there aren't any real Muslim terrorists. That's a load of crud, and you know it. Stop misrepresenting what I say. Stop lying about me. We're going to lose the whole country. This is all about signing us on to the derivatives and taking everybody's pension funds and stocks. It's all being announced. They're going to federalize everything and start taking it. So you get ready. When the total police state's in place, if they're able to get it in place, which they're trying, everybody's going to get screwed, but 1/10 of 1% that lives offshore. So all of us are under the gun, under the hammer, whether you know it or not. People better listen to me because I've proven I know what I'm talking about because it ain't hard. It's hiding in plain view. Look at this. Suspected parachuter lived with underwear bomber in Yemen. Charlie Hebdo attackers now linked to multiple U.S.-run terrorists. When we come back, I'm going to let you hear the former Special Operations Colonel Tony Shaffer on this broadcast a few years ago, the guy that led Special Ops for the Army against al-Qaeda and could have killed bin Laden twice, was ordered to stand down. The guy that blew the whistle, then they tried to indict him, he beat that, admitting that Al-Awlaki works for the U.S. government and the FBI. And then now we learn he was handling these guys, just like he handled Hassan.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.